me, that is all I need. Yeah, I'm still at your heart tonight. Take my hand and stand by my side.
Hello dear friends, in this video I'd like to show you how we use two very important expressions or words, nincs and nincsenek. In Hungarian we use these words to express the negative forms, the forms of van or vannak. They mean there is or he, she, it is, and the negative form is isn't in English, as you know. And the negative form in Hungarian is nincs, and in plural we say in English they are, they aren't, and this aren't word in Hungarian is nincsenek. We have, as you can see, we have these two special words only for third person forms. So it is very important to get to be familiar with this, because the other forms, nem van or nem vannak, is not really used. So I'd like to show you, I'm sorry if this sounds a bit mystic or obscure, but I'd like to show you a few very simple examples, and I hope that you will see the logic how we use these words. So the first example is a very simple situation. This boy and the girl, they go to a restaurant and they want to have some hamburgers. And they ask the waiter if they offer hamburgers. You say the sentence, elnézést, van hamburger? Elnézést, van hamburger? Elnézést is excuse me, van is, hamburger is obviously hamburger. In English, this may sound absolutely ridiculous. We don't speak like this. I mean, if you go to a restaurant, you never say, excuse me, is there a hamburger? The waiter may say, where? Or what's that? But in Hungarian, this works quite well. And if you go to a shop or you go to a restaurant and you want to know if they sell a certain product or if they offer a certain kind of meal, then you may use this structure. Excuse me, is something, is there a hamburger? Okay, you see, this is not the most polite way of expressing this, but absolutely acceptable, and this works. So you may use this simple structure. Now, if they offer hamburgers, then the waiter may use a positive answer, which is igen van, but we are more interested in the negative answer if they don't offer hamburgers. So it would be a negative van. This is a minus sign, the negative sign, sorry. So this is supposed to be a negative sign here. So, but of course in speech we use words, and it would be nem van, because this is the negative sign. Instead of the negative sign we say nem van. But the trick is that we don't speak like this. We don't say nem van, but instead of this we say nincs. Okay? So I put this in red because this is something that we don't use, or maybe gross. But you see the logic. We don't say nem van, but nincs. So the proper answer that the waiter may give when he receives a question like this: do you offer hamburgers? Van hamburger? And if they don't have hamburgers, then the proper answer is nincs. Or if you want to be a bit more polite, sajnos nincs. Okay? So this is probably the simplest version of using this nincs word. Okay? Again, never use nem van in this situation. Let's see the whole thing in a structure that uses plural forms. For example, this girl and the boy want to know if they have 3 tables outside in the garden. Elnézést, vannak szabadasztalok a kertben? Elnézést, vannak szabadasztalok a kertben? Excuse me, are there, vannak, szabadasztalok, 3 tables, a kertben, in the garden? Excuse me, are there 3 tables in the garden? Okay, let's see the positive answer. This is obviously igen, vannak. You see, vannak is confirmed. But again, if you want to use a negative structure, here you see negative vannak, which is nem vannak. You use the word nem instead of the negative sign. But again, the situation is the same, like here in the previous case. We don't say at all that nem vannak. Okay, instead of this, we say nincsenek. Okay, and again, I put it in red and cross it because this is something that we don't use here. Okay, so if you want to be more polite, sajnos nincsenek. Sajnos nincsenek. Maybe a bit more space here. Okay, so this is quite acceptable. And again, very important to remember that in a situation like this, we don't say nem van or nem vannak. Instead, we say nincs or nincsenek in plural. Okay, let's see another example, which is a bit more complicated, but not so much complicated, but a bit more complicated. We proceed step by step. And in this situation, this boy brings some fires, and this boy asks this girl if the boss is here. And the question is, a főnök itt van? A főnök itt van? A főnök is the boss, it is here, and van is. So the question is the boss here? And what are the options? What can she answer? Of course, she may say, itt van. Yes, he's here. Okay. But we are interested in the negative forms. She wants to say that he isn't here. So we want to use this negative sign here. Itt van, the whole thing in brackets, and with a negative sign. Okay. And you see, nem itt van. And now we have 2 options. Maybe you remember from math, so this is similar to some things that we have learned in maths, because we may choose if we connect the nem with this it word, and we may connect the nem with the word van. Okay, so we have 2 options. Let's see what happens if we want to connect the nem word with it. Here, in this situation, we will get this one. Nem itt van. And the other situation is itt nem van. So what is the difference between the 2? When we say nem itt van, this expresses that this is not the location, nem itt. You see, this is nem is linked to it, which means that this is not the location where the boss is, but he's elsewhere. And to express the idea that he's elsewhere, we use this hanem word, and then we can say where he is. A főnök nem itt van, hanem a másik szobában. The boss is not here. This is not the location where he is, but he is in the other room. Okay, so this is correct. Let's see the second option. Itt nem van. Again, nem van is not used like in a previous case, but instead we say itt nincs. Okay, so this would be correct. A főnök itt van. She may say itt nincs, but even more, to put more emphasis to the fact that he's not here, we can place nincs to the initial position, and I think this is more natural to say nincs itt. So, if the question is a főnök itt van, and she wants to say that the boss isn't here, no, he isn't here, this is nincs itt is, I think, the most natural answer in the situation. Of course, the first version is also possible when she wants to say where he is. Okay, so either nem itt van or itt nincs, or nincs itt is more natural, but itt nincs is also correct. Okay, we have discussed which one to use in this situation, and now let's see the plural form. Again, the same thing in plural form. A kollégák itt vannak? Kollégák, colleagues, itt, here, and vannak is are. Are the colleagues here? Again, she may say itt vannak would be the positive answer, but we want to use a negative. We want to say a negative answer. So nem itt vannak. We have again two options, either nem itt or nem vannak itt. You can see option 1. Yes. Nem itt vannak. In this situation, a Hungarian person would expect an explanation where they are. Nem itt vannak, hanem a kollégák nem itt vannak, hanem a másik szobában. The colleagues are not here, but they are in the other room. Okay? Hanem introduces the other option, the other place where the colleagues are. So this is not the location where the colleagues are, but they are in the other room. Okay? And the second option is, as you can see here, nem vannak, itt nem vannak. Again, we need to understand that this does not work. Nem vannak, this one here. Instead, we say itt nincsenek. And it is even more natural to say, to put a bit more emphasis on the fact that this is not, I mean, they're not here. Nincsenek itt. Okay? So, I would say again that if she wants to express simply that the colleagues are not here, the number one answer would be nincsenek itt. A kollégák itt vannak? Nincsenek itt. Okay, that's it. I have collected a few more examples to show you, just without pictures. Let's see number 1. Józsi otthon van. Józsi is at home. Let's see the negative form of this structure, again, Józsi nem otthon van, so brackets. And again, we can have two options. Option number one is Józsi nem otthon van. So in this situation, nem is connected to otthon. Józsi nem otthon van. And then we would expect an explanation where he is. Józsi nem otthon van, hanem az iskolában. Józsi otthon van? Nem. Józsi nem otthon van, hanem az iskolában. The home is not the place where Joe is located at the moment, but he is in the school. Okay, and let's see the second example. Józsi nem van otthon, and again, you see, nem is connected to van, and again, we don't say nem van, but we say nincs otthon. Okay, so Józsi nincs otthon. Okay, in a similar manner, we can use this structure in plural forms. So, a szomszédok külföldön vannak. This is the neighbors are abroad. Szomszédok külföldön vannak. The negative form would be, negative sentence would be, a szomszédok nem brackets külföldön vannak. Again, we can choose nem külföldön or nem vannak. Let's see number one. In this situation, a szomszédok nem külföldön vannak, hanem the neighbors are not abroad, but they are here. They are at home. They are in the country. Okay, and the second option is to say that the neighbors are. You see, a szomszédok nem vannak külföldön. You see this second line, but this is again, we don't speak like this. A szomszédok nincsenek külföldön. Okay. So instead of nem vannak, we say nincsenek, plural form of nincs, and this is absolutely correct. Okay, thank you so much for your attention. I think this is a bit difficult at first, but I recommend that you read a lot of texts in Hungarian, and I recommend that you try to recognize these words, nincs, nincsenek. These examples that I have shown you are just very simple things. There are some more examples and some more situations when nincs and nincsenek are used, especially in possessive structures, but I will talk about the possessive structures in a separate video. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope you find it useful.